welcome to Big Dog's Gotta Eat, our first video. We hope you enjoy.
Great enthusiasm.
That is dope.
The business.
I'm joined by my fellow big dogs, Nick Isidori, George Bueno. Anyways, today, first episode, we're going to talk post-NFL draft.
That's it.
The top rookies for 2015 fantasy football. Anyways, we're going to start with Jameis Winston, #1 overall pick to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So
Quite large.
but
he can get around.
He can't get around. He's mobile in the pocket. He's kind of being looked at as the next best draft prospect at quarterback after Andrew Luck. That's coming to the league so far. He's strong arm, big, like you said. He's mobile in the pocket. He's not mobile out of the pocket. He only ran, I think it was a 4.9 at the.
Who do they compare him to? Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Big Ben. He's real good in the pocket.
In the field and off the field compared to Big Ben Roethlisberger.
If you know what we're saying.
He's no utility.
So.
I mean, the dude's surrounded with weapons. Obviously.
Right. So most first overall picks, quarterbacks, don't go into a situation like Jameis Winston's going into. He's got Vincent Jackson on the outside. He's got Mike Evans on the outside. Big, strong playmakers.
Tell you what, he's got to beat out Mike Glenn first. Right?
Got to beat out Mike Glenn.
No,
Let's not put that past
He's
Mike
got the
Glenn.
starting job locked up. And
I think he had it locked up about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So Jameis Winston makes a lot of mistakes. I think he had 18 picks last year.
Yeah,
Could be wrong on that.
17.
Either way, he forces a lot of balls. So when he gets onto the Bucs, he's going to need to improve his decision making. What do you guys think in terms of fantasy? First off, who would you rather party with, Jameis Winston or Johnny Manziel?
Well, Johnny Manziel 6 months ago.
College. Senior, their last year in
Johnny
college.
Manziel, hands down. Dude's a party animal.
Yeah, I agree.
Johnny Manziel 6 months ago? He's
Yeah,
up
but
there
you
with
need
Gronk.
those late night munchies.
up there with
Jameis
Gronk.
has got
I put him up there with
You
Gronk.
need late night munchies, Jameis has got you. He'll go steal some crab legs or something.
This is true.
We got
Johnny
big
Football
munchies.
will fly me anywhere in the world on the parents' private jet.
I can't hear you. I have too much fucking money in my head.
Too much money.
All right, they're both a good time. I think we can settle at that.
But fantasy-wise, it's not going to start on my team, but I wouldn't mind having him on my bench or.
Much better dynasty option than redraft.
Yeah. Like if you got like a keeper league or something.
He's a good pick for that.
He's a good one,
Maybe a
'cause
QB2, depending on.
Yeah,
how
if
he
you
develops.
do a two QB system, which I kind of think is cool. I don't
Yeah.
want to do it, but
The Bucs also had one of the worst pass blocking lines in the entire league last year. They used both their second round picks on O-line in the draft this year, so should improve there. Either way, I think Winston has a lot of multi-interception games. 2, 3 interceptions. But along with that, I could see some 3, 4 touchdown games too.
they're gonna go 5-11. He's gonna have good games. He's gonna have really bad games.
Yeah, not a consistent starter for your fantasy team.
I do not plan on having Jameis Winston on my fantasy roster at any
That's
point.
because you're a racist.
I had plenty of African Americans on my fantasy team last year.
I didn't.
Emmanuel Sanders, Mark Ingram.
I had Jordy Nelson, Peyton Manning, Rob Gronkowski as my 3 big guys. So.
Anyways, we're going to move on to Marcus Mariota, the second pick in the draft for the Tennessee Titans.
Oh dear.
Tennessee, where fantasy players go to die. He's a big quarterback. Obviously, everyone knows he's good off the field. People are concerned about his on-the-field performance, obviously being in Oregon, the system. I would have loved to see him go to the Eagles. He would have been probably dominant in that system.
Giant fan, I'm very happy.
Yeah. Anyways, fantasy-wise, I don't see him giving much his first year at least. I know
he's going to get hurt. I guarantee he gets hurt.
I guarantee.
I'm going to completely disagree because I don't think he's going to play.
Really? You think he's
Yeah,
behind
I
Zach
think he's going to
Mettenberger?
stick behind Zach the first year. And I don't like his system. This system he's in is not good for him.
They drafted Trey McBride, also Dorial Green-Beckham. They're building a good offense around him. They also picked up a running back, David Cobb. So right now he's definitely not anyone to use in fantasy. The rushing yards, I think he had 700 yards every year at Oregon on the ground. But in terms of
It's
pass
not
rush,
going to fly in the NFL.
not going to fly in the NFL,
Why?
especially in that
White.
system. He's not even white.
He's not
Hawaiian.
That's
I think he's more
No, it's
black than
not.
white.
Hawaii's not even a real
It's
state.
whitish.
The United
He's
States,
not dark enough to run a
The
quarterback.
United States has 49 states, and the state he's from is not one of them. So.
Let's move to.
But last thing, don't draft Mariota. Don't waste your time, please.
Yeah.
Unless you're in E-Town, get there around 6 and you're watching.
And you're in
draft him
these.
in the first 2
Joe
rounds.
Majuli, draft him, please.
Anyways, all right. Next up, the 4th overall pick, Amari Cooper goes to the Raiders.
Big fan.
Now, obviously, there's nothing that really pops out about Amari Cooper. He's 6'1", 210 pounds. He runs a 4.ish 40. He gives you everything you want in a number 1 receiver. Good speed, great hands, great routes, just all around good production. We saw that at Alabama this year. He's going to go into Oakland, be the number one target for Derek Carr.
Beast.
He's got Michael Crabtree behind him as a second receiver who sucks. So James Jones, I don't even think he's on the team anymore.
James Jones, horrible.
I think he got cut. I think he was
cut.
He had 1 year with Aaron Rodgers that he put up like 12 touchdowns.
Dude, he's a beast.
He's not.
He had Aaron Rodgers.
You're so dumb.
And
I disagree.
You're so
Amari Cooper is going to a great situation. I think Derek Carr is a very good quarterback. He's only going to get better. I would use a fucking late round draft pick on him.
I would use an early round draft.
Really?
Not early.
I'll settle in the middle.
I'd go middle. I think Cooper goes over 120 targets. I think he catches over 70 balls.
If he gets down to 7,
Yeah, I guess that's
I'm
not that
stacked
crazy.
up at
I
wide
guess that's
receiver.
not
I'm
that
taking
crazy.
him as a 4 flex guy.
Hell yeah.
He's not going to be in my starting lineup week 1. I'm just saying, that's where I would go.
Well, probably a better PPR play than standard. He's going to catch a ton of balls. He's going to get a ton of targets. He'll be easily the best playmaker on that team.
Probably going to get hurt.
By far.
I don't know how well he'll perform in the goal line situations, in the end zone.
He's a little short.
Yeah, the lack of size, but that never hurts anyone.
And plus,
you look at Antonio Brown, 5'11", he had 13 touchdowns last year.
Like the second best receiver in the league.
Yeah.
Who's number 1? Just
Odell Beckham Jr.
So I think we can all-around consensus. Cooper is a good play for fantasy this year.
put the Bruno stamp of approval on that one.
Kevin White. Do you have a problem with Kevin White?
No.
Because his last name's White?
I'm a big fan of Kevin White.
All right, that's good.
Guy's a beast.
Kevin White. This guy looks the part of the prototype receiver.
He's fast as shit.
He's got muscles on his muscles. He's
Black,
fast as
he got
shit.
good
He ran
locks.
a 4.35 at the combine. He's
Like a couple
6'3",
40.
215. He looks the part of the Bears wide receiver. The big studly guy that they want on the outside. He's going to be the number 2 guy. Alshon Jeffrey, obviously. The big question, the big question is, can he step in and do what Marshall did? Can Jay Cutler stay consistent at quarterback? We saw him have a down year. The Bears overall just played like shit.
I like White over Cooper.
So what? Yeah. So what do you in terms of White versus Cooper fantasy relevance? What do you say?
For this year?
I see Kevin White as more of a home run threat than Amari Cooper.
Me too. He came from JUCO, transferred to West Virginia, had 1 year of big production.
That's the one thing I don't like.
Not a lot of people got to see him play, obviously, because he's from West Virginia.
Like
And they
1,200
were
yards.
shitty.
Yeah, and he had a great combine. And,
Great combine,
pro
really
day,
boosted
so-
his stock. Yeah. So he had 109 catches, 1,400 receiving yards. Obviously, big production for the 1 year. Really good combine. So that shot him off draft boards. I think Cooper's much better play in fantasy. I think he's going to get more targets. I think he's going to catch more balls. Kevin White's got the size, obviously, but they also use Jeffrey and Forte way more than they'll use him. I
And
think down in the
they
end zone.
got Bennett in the middle, so they're
Yeah, I don't see
they got
tons of space
plenty of options. I don't
for
know.
red zone ops down there.
If I were to pick one, I'm gonna go Cooper for the simple fact that, he is literally their best option as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
He's their best
It's
option.
opportunity plus talent.
Opportunity.
Works every time.
And Derek Carr is. It's only gonna be his second year, and Jay Cutler's obviously been in the league a little bit longer, but.
Yeah, he had a good first year. I think one guy we all probably like is Todd Gurley.
Oh,
10th pick overall to the Rams.
I love
I don't
Coming off the ACL injury, obviously.
George
George doesn't like
I don't
him.
like Todd Gurley. I'm sorry. I don't like
Is
Todd
there
Gurley.
a rookie you like?
Yeah, Melvin Gordon.
We'll get to him. First.
I got
Todd
guys
Gurley.
I like. I like Kevin White and I like Mark.
Can we take a moment of silence for Trey Mason?
Poor guy. Finally got a shot too.
Finally got a shot.
Yeah,
He
that's-
really did well. He really
Looked
did
good.
well. He looked good last
Oh yeah,
year.
3 touchdowns all game.
But obviously the Rams took early because
Giants.
they see him being the feature back there for the next 5 years, whatever it may be. They're going to play it conservative, I think, coming back with the knee.
Yeah.
I've heard
He's not
reports.
even going to be in camp.
Yeah, he could be.
They're saying he's probably going to be.
He
Nah,
said-
he'll be ready to go.
They said he could miss up to 4 to 6 games. I don't think he'll miss.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I don't think he'll miss that
just
much.
towards ACL. He's not Adrian Peterson. He's a beast.
Either way,
Stop being your kid.
uh,
You almost fucked me last year. If you're watching, that's pretty cool. I'm sorry.
Adrian Peterson watching?
What's up?
Yeah, she is.
You think he is?
That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
AP.
What's up, dog?
Don't go to the Cowboys.
Alright, so Gurley, he's got everything you want in a number one running back. He's got the
He's
speed,
got one knee.
speed, power. I don't know, Adrian Peterson had one knee and did pretty fucking
He's a
well.
machine.
So is Gurley.
Yeah.
6'1", 220 pounds. He's got the size, he's got the speed, he's got the hands, he can block, he can move, he's quick, he's got the fucking everything.
I don't like
got-
So
and
shut the fuck up.
I don't want him. I don't want you.
George,
can have him.
we don't care.
So Todd Gurley, assuming we'll say he misses the first month, 4 games. 4 games. Where are you drafting Gurley? All right. Last year, Foster missed I think 3 games. Was top 5 finish.
Okay. Beckham, Odell,
4
greatest
games.
receiver of all time. He missed 4 games, and he was great. So yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right.
Todd Gurley's gonna come back and be the number 1 back there. And he's
Yeah,
got-
they just traded Zach Stacy. That he is in prime position to absolutely be the workload.
Fraud.
Okay.
fraud alert.
Fraud.
Zach Stacy. Fraud.
Zach Stacy. Fraud alert.
He went to the Jets. His career's dead.
So I think Gurley's a good play to grab in the middle rounds if he's still available. I wouldn't reach. You don't know how he's gonna come. This guy we get to Devontae Parker, 14th pick from the Dolphins. Really good player. He played with Teddy Bridgewater for a year. I was kind of hoping they got paired up again. The Vikings took a cornerback instead, but Parker goes to the Dolphins. I think he's going to end up being the best receiver on the team, but I think there's a lot of mouths to feed there. You got Jordan Cameron. Jarvis Landry had a huge year last year. Is very underrated because of all the other wide receiver rookies. Jordan Cameron they picked up at tight end. They got Kenny Stills also from the Saints, good deep threat. So Parker, there's a lot of mouths to feed there. It's hard. I think this is a better real football pick than fantasy football, at least for now. I think he's someone who can kind of come on later in the year.
I like Ryan Tannehill.
I'm a huge fan of Tannehill.
Tannehill probably has a big year, yeah.
He throws the ball around pretty well.
He does. I just think from a fantasy
Fantasy value, he's not
it's
as
hard.
high as he would be as a guy you want on your team.
He'll
per
probably
se,
be
to win games,
he'll
but-
probably be a good red zone option down there. He's going to be the tallest receiver on their team, I think by far. Jarvis Landry, a little guy. So
Yeah, he's gonna be on the field in big spots.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
the guy can jump out of the gym. He's a
really athletic. Yeah.
great route runner from what I've seen. Hands are second to none.
Dynamite.
But injury prone. Read a couple of
Yeah.
things. He missed, I believe, 6 games last year with a
Yeah.
fractured foot, which are kind of tricky.
I think you never know when that comes back, but I think he's all healed up now. So what do you think? I think he's a good late round flyer.
Yeah,
If you need a receiver, you need some depth.
That's
Wouldn't reach on him
No,
until we know a little
absolutely
bit
not.
more in training camp and
I
see
think
how they're
there's
using it.
I think there's a lot of wide receivers.
I would
Yeah,
be
wow.
if he goes.
We have the Chargers trading up past the Texans to grab Melvin Gordon.
Stand.
I think we all know about Melvin Gordon. Put up crazy fucking numbers for Wisconsin last year.
Guys just scores touchdowns.
Yeah, he puts up like 400 yards a game on the ground. Scores touchdowns.
He had the record for like a week.
He had a record for about a week. It's probably a nice week though. So obviously the Chargers drafted him to be their workhorse guy. He's quick. He's got great moves in space. He's fast. He could break the home run. So he'll probably be their early down back. What kind of makes me nervous is obviously the issue he had coming in is catching the ball. A lot of teams are nervous about him catching the ball.
Well, they said not
got
that he can't
better.
catch, he just didn't catch. They didn't throw him the ball.
Right. But looking at the Chargers roster, they got Danny Woodhead there, and they got Brandon Oliver, both really good pass catching backs. I love Brandon Oliver. I'm kind of mad he's not getting another chance. I think if you watch him, he's like a Darren Sproles type player.
Very good.
But so I don't see Gordon playing on the third down very often. Not because he can't catch the ball, maybe just because the way the Chargers are set up right
I see
now.
Gordon getting every single goal line carry though. Every goal line carry.
Yeah, they use Woodhead a lot down there too. Though. All right, so Gordon, my opinion, he plays first and second down, gets most of the goal line work. He's someone I think is going to be overdrafted this year.
They traded up to get him. I think they got big things in mind for him.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be. I really do. Maybe not right away, but I don't think Chargers gonna be that good in the first place. So I think they're going to give that Cal the ball.
I see.
A lot.
I see the hype of Melvin Gordon. I think he gets into the early third round of fantasy drafts.
Really? Really?
I think he'll go as like a top 25 pick.
That's crazy. I'm not drafting there.
I'm not drafting there, but I think he'll creep up there with all the hype by the time.
Consensus.
I'm not drafting any rookie before the youth.
That's
ridiculous. That's so dumb. We're gonna move to the Eagles' first round pick, Nelson Aguilar. Not a lot of people. What's his name?
Aguilar.
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 Okay. Yours calls him. Nelson, Nick's gonna take a seat. Doesn't like the Eagles very much.
Not at all.
I hate the Eagles. Go ahead.
Anyways, I love this guy. I think he's the sleeper of the draft. He's only 6 foot, about 200 pounds. He runs great routes. He's got great hands. This offense, obviously, they're one of the highest scoring offenses in the league, one of the most productive offenses in the league. Nelson Aguilar, call me crazy, reminds me of Reggie Wayne. These are guys that are not big. We've seen the smaller receivers really come out the last few years. We've seen guys like Antonio Brown, seen guys like Odell Beckham, seen guys like T.Y. Hilton, explode on the league as one of the better receivers in the entire league. So it's easy to look at him and say 6 foot, 200, he's not going to do shit, But then when the season starts, he runs pretty. What do you say?
He's light.
I thought you said he's white. It's like no.
But where did he go to college?
USC.
That's
where receivers go to die in the NFL.
Where receivers get overhyped, they come to the draft. But
this is a different type of receiver.
Yeah,
USC,
like you said, and you can't beat that system. He's gonna have every opportunity.
We're gonna move to Georgia's favorite rookie this year, Rashad Perriman.
Boo!
Who names this kid?
Boo!
I want to meet the mother that named his kid.
How about the guy
Rashad?
Michael, and it's spelled like Mykell.
Michael.
Michael. That's how they say it.
Really?
Well, what about Penny Hardaway? His name is Anthony.
Is it really?
For real?
Yeah, Anthony
Penny
Hardaway.
Hardaway's name is Anthony.
I didn't know that.
It's not Anthony, it's Anthony.
That's epic.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so Rashad Perriman. I love this guy. He's 6'2", 215, built like the prototype receiver. He ran a 4.24 at his pro day. The Ravens lose Torrey Smith. Rashad is the perfect replacement. He's bigger, he's faster, and I think he's a better all-around receiver. His routes are a little raw. He relies on his athleticism a lot, but I think given the opportunity there's no one else that's going to be getting the deep balls there. At 4.25 speed, he's going to connect on a few of them. Joe Flacco's got a huge So Rashad Perriman, I think he's Kelvin Benjamin this year because of the situation he's put into. It's not a bad offense to be with. Joe Flacco, strong arm quarterback. And he's going to be the number one guy. The next guy on the totem pole is Steve Smith. He can't be the number one guy. Rashad Perriman's big. He can jump high. He's really athletic, so he'll get the red zone balls. Can catch. He dropped a lot of balls because he didn't focus. Something I guarantee is going to be fixed this year. He'll drop the easiest passes, but then go make huge fucking plays, like amazing plays.
He's not gonna get held and make a one-arm catch in the end zone, but he is a huge threat. And in that offense, like I said, I'm not in love with their running game. Flacco's got a huge arm. That's perfect for him.
The last skill player in the first round, the Colts took Philip Dorsett. Likely because T.Y. Hilton's contract runs out next year. A lot of people are like, why the fuck did you take Philip Dorsett when you have T.Y. Hilton, Andre Johnson, Dante Moncrief, Frank Gore in the backfield, Daniel Herron. There's so many people there that are good playmakers. You don't need another playmaker. Like, there's other needs there. But I think T.Y. Hilton's going to get his money at the end of next year, and I doubt they're going to re-sign him if they picked a guy like Philip Dorsett, who's really quick. He's small, so he's a slot-type guy, but he can make the big plays. Definitely not a fantasy player this year. Definitely, if you're in a keeper league, possibly a dynasty league, Philip Dorsett is definitely a name to keep in mind because at the end of next year when Hilton's gone, Dorsett will likely take that spot. Andre Johnson, I'm sure, is not going to be there.
He's got 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, he's old as shit. Moving over to the second round, we have T.J. Yeldon, Jaguars, second round pick. Obviously, we saw them try to go with a white running back. That shit didn't work. Toby Gerhart. Sorry, buddy. It's T.J. Yeldon's time there, I think. He's big back, 6'1", 6'2", 225. He's got the size. He's really good in space. He's quick. He's got good moves. He reminds me of an Arian Foster, to be honest with you.
He puts the ball on the ground.
Fumbles a few times, so what? Get over it.
Jesus
Christ. Something you could work on. Anyways, T.J. Yeldon, they had Denard Robinson come on late in the year, but they've already said that they're going to strictly keep him to a change of pace back. He's not going to handle it.
Rob Robinson's not getting all the touches.
Next up, Devin Smith, the receiver from the Jets. I think obviously a better real-life pick than fantasy again.
Jet.
Yeah, that's all George's got to say here.
No, he's
Really fast. He makes big plays. He's really good concentration when the ball's in the air. But obviously, they're going to feed Decker and Marshall before Smith touches the ball. So
Yeah.
not a great fantasy play here.
And his quarterback is not really an ideal situation over there, so.
Yeah. Next big receiver, we got Dorial Greenbecko from, I think, Missouri, suited up for Oklahoma. He didn't play much in college because of all the problems off the field. But he's 6'5", he's 240. He runs like a beast. It's like a Calvin Johnson build, basically. He's really fast, really strong. His routes aren't great, and he drops some easy balls. But if he could develop, he could probably be one of the best receivers in the league. I think that's a ceiling he has, but the floor is probably really low with this guy, especially he's on the Titans. He'll have Mariota throwing the ball.
He's 6'5", he'll make noise in the red zone.
Yeah, of course. He'll be their number 1 red zone option. I don't think he has any fantasy relevance. Really.
No, he really doesn't.
He's probably going to get suspended for something.
There's no one on the Titans that's going to give me any fantasy relevance. So.
Yeah, I suggest staying away from the Titans altogether. You guys have anyone else on your mind that you're just thinking? I want to talk about Amir Abdullah.
Yeah, big fan.
Coming out of Nebraska, the Lions drafted him. He's small, he's like 5'9", 200. That's literally the only knock that NFL scouts have on him, is that he's small. He fumbles somewhat, but other than that, I think they got rid of Reggie Bush.
Catch the ball like a champion. He's a younger Reggie Bush.
Yeah, I think he's a better runner too, to be honest.
No, he can run better.
Yeah.
He's more
Built
powerful.
like a beast. Yeah, he's powerful. He's quick. He's got everything you want. Joyke Bell put up good fantasy numbers the past few years, but
He doesn't eat concussions.
yeah, he's just concussions all day.
He's maxing right now.
Yeah, he's I think he's averaged less than 4 yards a carry since he's been on the Lions, so it's not like he's giving them anything special.
I like Amir late. I like him late.
I love Amir. I think by week 5 or 6 he's going to be the Lions.
I was going to say, yeah.
18 touches a game. something like that.
After a month or so, he could easily be
Yeah.
that guy getting 20 touches a game.
They have
20
Theo
touches a
Riddick,
game.
who they like a lot, but I think Amir beats him out for the second spot, obviously, because Theo Riddick's strictly a pass-catching back.
Yeah,
That's what Abdullah does.
Theo Riddick has no business running the ball.
No, this guy's probably the only fantasy-relevant tight end.
He's like the only
It's a
tight
rookie.
end taken. Like, latest tight end's ever been taken.
So Max Williams out of Minnesota, good pass catcher, he's athletic, 6'4", 250. He reminds me a lot of Jeremy Shockey. He's an athlete, but he can block really well. The Ravens, I don't think Dennis Pitt is, he's on the fence about coming back after the injury last year. So he could be stepping in as the number 1 pass catcher there.
Joe Flacco loves his tight ends.
Right
Loves
away.
his tight ends.
I don't trust Pitt to come back like that. He can easily be stepped in right
No,
away.
I think even
Even
if
if he
comes
does,
back,
he's the 2, and Max Williams will be the 1. They play a lot of 2 tight end sets.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Max Williams will probably come back as the number 1. He'll probably be their number 1 red zone option there.
And the fact that he can block will
Keep him on the field.
teams
Yeah.
at bay. What he's going to do, play action, will be big for him.
Yeah. So he's quick. He can beat safeties, linebackers, all those.
He's
all
matchup
those
nightmare.
filters. Matchup nightmare.
He's a
He's
nightmare.
approved. He's bueno.
He's just
Bueno
approved.
approved.
Max Williams.
So Max Williams, I think he can end the year as a top 10 fantasy tight end.
I mean, that's
What
not
do you
saying.
think?
I
I don't think it's a very strong tight
It's
end
not.
year,
It's
tight
not.
end league
But
right
as a
now.
rookie
Anyway.
coming in right away, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I give it to him.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
a
besides-
position that sucks in fantasy,
Yeah.
but gotta have someone there. So Max Williams definitely a guy to keep an eye out for. My Dirty Birds, they picked up Tevin Coleman in was it the 3rd round?
Yeah, I think so.
3rd round. I think he basically has a starting job already. He
Good.
the only guy there is Devonta Freeman. He had 28 touchdowns in his career. Half of them came from 43 yards out or farther.
Wow.
8 of them came from 64 yards out. So this guy's a huge home run play. He hits.
And he
long
played for
ball.
Indiana.
Played for Indiana. The holes were huge there. He runs straight up. I don't know if you've watched any film on him, but he doesn't make guys miss really in the open field. But his home run ability is enough.
And he's in a great situation too.
Right. This was obviously one of the biggest questions going into the fantasy of the Falcons running back spot. So I think Coleman needs to be drafted. I think he'll end up going inside like the top 6 rounds by the time fantasy leagues start picking. He should win the number 1 spot there. He'll be the goal line back. He's big, and like I said, he hits a home run. So there's not a lot not to like about. Titans select David Cobb in the 5th round. Was running back out of Minnesota. He was really productive last year. I think we saw Bishop Sankey. Bishop Sankey was the best running back in last year's draft, the first one drafted, and he had no relevance pretty much. Towards the end of the year, he started playing a little more, but the Titans just.
Titans are a terrible organization.
Terrible organizations.
They
Nothing
are
good
going to
about
be
them.
bad as bad can be.
Bad as balls. So I think Cobb has a legitimate shot to win the starting job there. I think any starting running back who's going to get the bulk of carries, you have to talk
Especially
about
with a
in
rookie
fantasy.
quarterback, you're going to hand the ball to your rookie running back besides putting the ball in your rookie
He's
quarterback.
going to see a lot of action. 100%.
Yeah, so I think David Cobb, by the time camp rolls around or the time it's finished, he'll be the starter there over Bishop Sankey. So another name to keep an eye on. That about wraps it up for the first episode of Big Dogs Gotta Eat Fantasy Football. If you liked our shit, like our shit.
If you liked our shit, you're a fucking idiot.
Like my status, if you like my status.
I promise these will get better as time goes on. We just
good.
We thought it was good, so.
We took acid for 10 days straight up in the mountains. Started running with the stallions, playing frisbee in the West Indies. Did the tango with my kidneys, eyes open, now I know just what my kids need. Rockin' very loose pants, yeah. Rockin' very loose pants, yeah. Buried $1 million in the sand by the clock tower. Before I die, take a hot shower. Ride the Harley into the sunset. Ride the Harley into the sunset. Ride the Harley into the sunset. Ride the Harley into the sunset.